Obviously, this transition to e-drives will be a huge topic and opportunity for EE people and also IT colleagues. So the first is functional safety. So on the background of functional safety. So functional safety, it started actually when we started to put more and more electronics into vehicles, right? So the first vehicles you had, it was mostly mechanic. So you always have your mechanical connection to, for example, from the pedal to the throttle. And with further development, things more and more things got replaced by electronic hardware. So now suddenly, you don't have, mechanic connection is rather intuitive. But if you have electronics and if you have software, then there's a danger for errors, right? So electronics can break at a certain point. There can be bugs in software. So with putting more electronics into vehicles, there was this issue of, okay, how can we make electronics and software as just as reliable or as reliable as possible when compared to a mechanic connection. So this is now where functional safety steps in. So functional safety enables us to evaluate a certain subsystem of a vehicle and say, okay, for example, I don't know, the multimedia system probably is not so critical, just as long as you cannot break into other systems, but that's where we get to cybersecurity. But for example, if you look at a steering or a brake or an acceleration pedal, then the impact on the safety can be rather high, right? You don't want acceleration to happen if the driver doesn't want to. So these are the points, or these are the triggers then in the automotive development to say, okay, we have to put more effort here. We have to look exactly at the hardware that we're using. We have to implement special, we have to select the hardware more carefully. We have to implement control mechanisms. We have to check fault tolerant times. This is really, it can be a rather painful development because it gets really complex, but it is, let's say, the price to pay to have a really safe vehicle. And so this is the one big point, really, it's functional safety. And it's well established already in the industry.